was especially interested in this job from the beginning for two reasons. One, it was just Ohio, and I had a lot of, at that point, this was home. I came to Ohio in 1975 to go to Ohio State as a freshman, and I've never left Ohio. So I'd been in Cincinnati for 14 years, and I could see that I was now applying to jobs, and I was about to make a next big step in my career.
Right.
And
you wanted it to be here.
And I would have preferred it to be close because I had so many friends here, and this was home. And so, of course, I knew the politics. This is where my car was, and but I had lots and lots of friends in Cincinnati. What was I going to say? There was another important thing. I had a lot of friends. You know, at Cincinnati Conservatory, CCM, at the time, a carload of people came to Lima every 6 weeks to play their concerts. I knew those people. I was finding a real love for conducting. I didn't really expect it, but from the very first, of course, when you're a music major in any music school, one of the first things you have to do is take conducting classes. It's just something you have to do. And so, from the very first time I was in front of even the silly conducting class, I enjoyed the process of what it was to conduct. I loved the technique. I was fascinated by the fact that it was like dance. It was physical, that you were learning these things that you could then control people with your hands and with your face. I just thought that whole idea was just as fascinating as ballet. And it was too late for me to be a ballet. Of course, I didn't think of it in those terms, but looking back on it, I certainly do. I've always, from the very beginning, tried to program for that person, for me when I was 16, or for my mother, or my father, who right now, well, he's gone now, but until 2 years ago, he was still living on the farm. I was still wanting to program for him. If he came in the hall and sat in that seat, what would make him want to come back? What would thrill him? And say, oh, that's what a symphony orchestra is. Now I get it. Now I wonder why I have never come to the symphony, because now I see what the big deal is. And every concert I've ever done, I've programmed for that. Honestly, for that. Because I wanted my dad to like classical music. I wanted him to go, wow. Now I see why my son is so passionate about it. Every conductor has 2 or 3 orchestras. But it's one of the reasons right now for the immediate future, I'm ready for a break. This next year, I'm not going to replace this work with something else. I'm going to go at least a year. Take a sabbatical. You know, it's been what has been hard about it. The only thing that's been hard about it has been the travel. And with the travel, with the suitcase, it's often living out of a hotel room, rental cars. I mean, all of that is hard for somebody who really just loves to be at home and loves cooking in their own kitchen and sleeping in their own bed. So yeah, the travel is what I will not miss. And how have I done it? I mean, I'm sure my health has suffered because I travel so much. I've slept a little bit less over these years.
Well, it goes back to your itchiness that you're having, where, okay, what random soap did I use today that my skin doesn't like?
And I'm using the soap that's in the hotel. Because I never have thought to pack soap. I pack facial products, but I'm at the mercy of the soap in the hotel room. And I eat out every meal. I don't have a kitchen. So the weeks that I spend here, I eat a lot of meals at Panera Bread. That's fine. I plan on working till I'm 75, so I want to work another 14, 15 years.
Okay. So you've got a plan.
I have a plan. It's in the arts, you never know. It's hard to be hired at 62 by another orchestra. Mm-hmm. I certainly will work in Mississippi another 14 or 15 years. There's no question about that. I'd like a second position of something. It may be teaching, it may be composition, it may be conducting. But once I get a year of breathing, get some oxygen back in my system, I know that I will get antsy and will be ready to do. I'll do something.
Right.
I'll follow it up. I do not want to stop. I love to work. I love being on this podium and working and learning music. I love the process, just like I did when I was in school. I love the process. The music, oh, there's no question. Our last concert was only 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It'll be 3 weeks ago. It'll be 3 weeks on Saturday night.
Okay.
This orchestra has never played at the level that they played the Tchaikovsky symphony, ever. I am doing the best work of my life. I think, and in fact, I'll share with you, that week, I achieved something I've never achieved. I achieved a new level of personal work. I worked at a higher level that week than I've ever worked as a conductor. And I knew that. It was an achievement that I spent the last 22 years trying to excel, and to get to do it with this orchestra where I've learned my job. Right here at the very end is just a beautiful thing. And I expect the same will continue right through Mahler. It's been that way. I have continued to reach new, just to set the bar at a higher level. I've continued to reach new achievements. I've always become a better conductor here. And likewise, this orchestra has continued to grow, almost concert by concert by concert. I could point out things. And that progression has just been a steady progression, has never stopped.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's extraordinary. I didn't know it was possible.
Because, these are musicians coming from...
This is just us.
Yeah.
It's Dale. It's Aaron and Lucy in the flutes, and it's Terry in the oboes. These are the same people who sat in front of me in 1996 when I auditioned. Scott. The whole trombone section. Scott Fisher on horn and Nancy sitting next to him. The rank and file, the core of this orchestra, are the same people that were sitting here. 97 was my first season, but 96 when I auditioned.
Right.
It's amazing. And we have grown together. We've learned the repertoire together. And they knew what was happening, and I knew what was happening. But sometimes, you're on a boat, a sailboat, and you're peaking, you're up on that. I don't know if you ever sailed, but I've never surfed, but I'm sure it's even more thrilling when you're surfing. You're on the wave. Nothing really special that you've done other than put yourself on that wave, but now you get to ride it. And we've ridden that wave here for all these years. And that's been the thrilling. That's all I've lived for. That's all I live for is the weeks with this orchestra musically. And it's certainly true right now. It's been what this year's been about. I wanted to have a final year that we could say goodbye to each other. We've wept every concert.